How's it going? My name is Justin Wiggins. I am a fisheries biologist with the state of Connecticut DEP. I'm joined by professional chef Arno.
Yeah, that's right. Thanks for having me today with you. That's great to be here in the beautiful outdoors of Connecticut. I'm a private chef, French private chef, obviously you can tell from the accent. And today we'll be cooking trout.
So where we are is a state park, Chatfield Hollow State Park, located in Killingworth, Connecticut. It's a trout park, heavily stocked with fish. This fall it received somewhere around 800 trout. It has not been stocked for 10 days now. We have our work cut out for us. The idea is we're going to catch a few trout and we're going to head over and Arno is going to show us a very nice trout recipe to cook. What we're using is some light rods. So we're trout fishing, 4-pound test, light line. Got to keep it light with trout. We've got some wind to deal with today, super windy conditions. It rained a bunch last night. It was Halloween last night. Today's November 1st. So lots of leaves in the water. And again, it's been 10 days since it's been stocked, so we don't know what we're getting ourselves into, but we're going to give it our best, right, Arno?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
All right, sounds good. So let's go give it. What I'm looking for when I'm fishing the brook here is there's different parts of the river. Some are riffles, which is shallow water, and the water goes fast. Runs, which are long and slow, and then this is a pool, and there's big, large boulders in it. Pools are ideal habitat. Fish will hole up, will rest in the pools, and they'll sit and feed in the pools. So all I'm doing here is trying to work my night crawler through different parts of the pool. And once I feel I've covered everything, I'll probably move on to the next. We got one of our longtime care volunteers, Tom McGargy here. He's a trout fishing expert, and he was kind enough to help us out catching a few trout this morning. Tom, could you share your recipe for success here?
Well, what we're using today is just a plain old night crawler, and I use a small hook. It's a number 8 hook and a tiny split shot. No swivel, no snelled hooks, which are really heavy line. You want as least visibility as you can. And you don't have very much weight because you got a lot of leaves in the water today. And if you put too much weight on, you're just going to keep getting leaves and leaves and leaves. So, and the thing is, just keep bouncing that worm, keep letting it go down in the current as best you can, and hopefully you get a bite. You know, you'll know when you get a bite. They'll whack it pretty good, but the main thing today is trying to keep the leaves off your line, because there's a lot of leaves in the water from the storms we've had. But the fish are there. You just got to stick with it.
Words of wisdom from a guy who knows what he's doing.
Lures
so
aren't working. You can't use lures on a day like today because there's just too many leaves. You'd get snagged every single cast.
Yep.
So you got to go with a bait today.
Yep.
So
cool.
And it seems to be working.
Well, Arno and I had a pretty successful trip.
How many is that now? 32?
32, yeah. We got our limit of trout here at Chatfield Hollow. It's 2 a person. So we're gonna take them back over and do a little cleaning and cooking. And that's where Arnold's really gonna teach me a few things. So just gonna prep these trout. Chef Arno asked that we're gonna present the trout whole, so not filleted. And when you're making a fish whole, you just want to gut them, get all the guts out, and gill them. Take the gills out. So gutting and gilling. So that's what I'm gonna do here. So we got our trout. I'm gonna start right in the anal vent here. Stick your knife in, work it up all the way to the throat. Open them up. Rip out the gills and the guts in one clean shot. See that? Put my pile of guts right there. And then this black line, you want to take care of that. And all I do is I take my thumbnail, and you kind of got to use a little bit of pressure, but you stick your thumbnail right up against the spine and scrape that bloodline right out of there. Okay? So get it out nice and clean. And then I'll do this quickly with the other 3, and then I'm going to rinse them under cold water. Okay, Arno. Got your
Oh, hey.
gutted
Thanks
and gilled rainbow trout.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for that. Well, in the meantime, I could prepare all this, so we're ready.
Yeah.
So basically what we're going to do is two garnishes today with the trouts. The trouts is, as I said before, a classic French recipe called truite aux amandes. So all you need is pretty much almonds, a bit of butter, some cream if you want. We're not going to put any in this one to keep it a bit light as much as we can. But we are going to make an emulsion sauce. So it's a beurre blanc, a little bit adapted. So capers,
Love it.
sardines, give it an extra zest, lemon, and we also, the second garnish, we have the potatoes, gourmet potatoes as the first garnish, pardon, with garlic and some mushrooms. Now the mushrooms, to make it a bit more interesting, that's the season, but we didn't go for white mushrooms today, so we just got those baby, how do you call them this here?
These are just white mushrooms.
White mushrooms?
Yeah.
Okay, not belly button, not white button
Not
mushrooms.
button,
No,
not just
white
standard.
mushrooms.
In America,
Right, okay.
just white mushrooms.
We're going to make little macarons today. So we're going to do a stuffing with some cream cheese, a little bit of red onions, a bit of crunchiness as well, a bit of sweetness,
I like it.
and maybe a few capers as well. So we have a matching, we have a thread in terms of taste and texture with the garnishes and the fish. And the fish will come in a second. We're going to start with the garnishes because the potatoes are going to take the longest to cook.
Okay.
Not so much time, but just enough. What we're going to do is pretty simple and straightforward. We're just going to cut them in half.
Okay.
These ones are gourmet or baby potatoes. What's the term here?
They're called Little Medley, right? Is that the brand?
You tell me. I have no
I
clue.
see them at the grocery store. Little Medley.
All right.
Delicious.
As for baby potatoes, that's what they gave me. And a bit of garlic and a bit of butter.
Okay.
Now we could add like parsley, whatever herb that you fancy or you prefer. You can add to it.
Okay.
So you're going to cut those for me.
You got it.
And once you're finished, the technique that you might already know is that you cut like the end of the garlic clove,
Okay.
and then you crush it very gently, not too much, and then you can cut the other end, and everything will come off at once.
Wow, no, I did not know that. That's incredible.
There you go.
Wow. I wish I learned that 20 years ago.
So that we're going to use the cast iron right here. I'm just going to grab that for you here.
Okay.
So we're just going to slide that nice and gently in there. Easy peasy.
No butter, no nothing?
No butter, no nothing, not to start with. And we're just going to heat it nicely, but
You want to declove this one?
one we're going to keep like that.
Okay.
Because the other one we're just going to warm it up so that it gets a little fondant, a bit melting.
Okay.
And then we're going to chop it and use it in the sauce. It will add a bit more flavor.
Okay.
In the meantime, I'm just going to finish the stuffing for the mushroom. So basically you take the feet off. That's pretty easy, right? You go gently one side, the other, it goes off. And then you align them together so you keep track of what you're doing and you organize and stuff. And before you know it, you have your mushrooms here. So what we're going to do now is get on with our stuffing. So the stuffing, we're going to add a little bit of cream cheese, the mushroom, how do you call them, the feet?
Yeah, the stems.
The stems.
Yeah,
We call them feet in French, so
I like it.
les pieds. So something like that, like nice and easy. And
Yeah.
then in very small, chopped kind of thinly, so that after
nice.
we mix it with the herbs and the garlic and the cream cheese, it will be a smooth mix. Quickly finish the stuffing, so you can use whatever you prefer. Onion, red onion, or shallot. Now we're fortunate enough today to have some shallots. A little bit of so now would be the time to add a little bit of fat. Now, just to make sure that the cream cheese is going to be nice and smooth, we've opened it just before 10 minutes before taking it from the fridge. Otherwise, it would be really too hard.
Soft a little bit, nice.
Yeah, and it will be easier to mix it with the rest of the ingredients. And now just mix it with a handful of capers, a little one little fillet of sardine, exactly.
That's it, just one, huh?
Yeah, just one. That should
Just
be
for
enough.
flavor?
Absolutely.
Cool.
And then you're going to put your mushrooms right around them. Now at this point what we could do is to cover it, but you know what, we're not fancy, it will work just well like that. So we're going to leave it like 5 minutes like that. In the meantime, finish the filling. And so just a little bit more of dill. again, it's nice to have a thread. Either it's a spice or a herb that you're going to use in your main and the garnish. I'm just going to put it. I could have used a bowl, but that's what I had here, so that's what I use. And then you can use either a whisk or a spoon or
Spoon.
yeah, in that case, a spoon will do. And then I'm going to let you do that.
Sure, just mix it all up?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm
Yep.
just going to add just a tiny little bit of water. Up, that's it, just
Wow.
a splash.
Okay.
Now, you know, a good way to know when your white mushrooms are ready is basically you leave them, if you have absolutely like no cooking skills at all.
Okay.
You take a portobello or you take a white mushroom like that, you take off the fruit and you leave it into a pan like that on low to medium heat.
Okay.
And when, after a few minutes, 3 to 4, sometimes 5, depending on the gas and stuff, but in a few minutes what's going to happen is that it's going to get filled up with water.
Oh,
I don't know
okay.
if you can see that in
Yeah, I
camera.
do. Yeah.
And then all the water that is contained into the mushroom is going to get there. And once it reaches the top, basically your mushroom is ready to eat.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah.
Incredible.
So nature is really helping us this way.
Oh,
That's
wow.
really that's a useful tip. Now, because we've reached that stage with one of them, we know that we are close to being ready. We're just going to take them away. And we're just going to leave the potatoes play by themselves there. Because they don't need us really. Now the next step is really obviously pretty basic. It's just to
Stuff the shrooms?
stuff the shrooms, exactly.
Alright, I like it. This is looking good.
And you want to stuff both sides. So it's really generous. You see there's quite a bit of water in these ones as well. That's really good. And now once you have that, you just put them
Oh, wow.
against each other and you have your little macaron. There you go. So now that's what we're going to have with the fish and the potatoes.
Wow, that looks really good.
And we're just going to make sure that now we're on the lowest heat possible.
I can do that.
All right. Everything oil, both of them.
Smell quite good out here, Arno.
Up. There you go. And goes here. So good. And while your butter is bubbling, so we put your trout there. Now,
Yeah, look at that.
a bit
That's
of-
the reaction.
then we have the stems here. Just 1 or 2 per fish is good. And you do it. And you right. With the pepper. You can put a bit of salt in there, it's in the bag. Up just a little bit.
Okay.
More oil. And we go. So you want to have a nice color on each side, so that the skin is crispy. And you know when it's crispy that it's going to be cooked through.
That's delicious. So that's all you're looking for? You know that that's cooked just by a little crispy skin, huh?
Well, that's a good indication, yeah. But you want to really keep an eye on the inside. The flesh here
Yeah.
is going to sweat a little bit, and when it turns really like nacre white on the side,
Okay.
it's ready. And it's better if you take them away before you are 100% sure that it's cooked through,
Okay.
because it will keep on cooking.
Yep.
So now we're preparing the sauce, and in the sauce we're going to put a little bit of bay leaf, some shallots, some dill, some pepper, and some wine to deglaze, and then we're going to add the butter. So now we add everything together. Shallot, dill, pepper. Where's the pepper? Here it is. Probably a bit of salt as well. It'd be so kind as to.
Yep.
Okay. Can add a good pinch of salt in there.
I like the reusable Ziplocs.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
A bit of paprika as well.
Is that enough? That's a pinch? You want more?
That should be enough. I'm going to add a little sardine here as well.
Alright.
Finely chopped. because it's a little bit like a mayonnaise, you can pretty much do it your own way as you like. Now, this will keep here. So you can add the herb that you want, you can add the wine.
You want some heat on there? That's off.
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah, we'll put some heat underneath. Once it has reduced, so now we're just going to make sure that the wine is evaporating.
Yep.
And the liquid, like every time, is going to use this phenomenal osmosis to bring all the flavors together.
Okay.
But the water is the enemy, so we want to get rid of it. Well, what we have achieved, when we have achieved that, we're going to put the butter in. And then, by adding the butter and by whisking it, we're going to make an emulsion sauce. And basically we'll have an extra sauce for our garnish and our fish, in which we're going to add some almonds as well. It's bubbling, bubbling, bubbling. We just put half of it first in there, also, and then give it a chance to do its job to melt. You see that it's becoming thicker, shinier. Of course, it's butter, but you can see the end result forming before your very eyes already. Great. Oh, look at that. That's your sauce right there. Add a bit of lemon and a bit of
almonds?
Yeah, exactly.
You say what?
Just a handful, yeah.
Just a handful?
Yeah. Yeah. Keep going. And a little bit more, a bit more, a bit more, and that's perfect. Excellent.
That's good?
Yeah, perfect. And now we're going to add the lemon.
Okay.
And then you're going to try it again. And the other reason why I like to transfer my sauce back to this big pan is that it's going to fit all the fish and coat the skin as well. It's going to coat the skin. Now gently turn it upside down. And that's it, you can now turn the heat off. Make sure that your potatoes are still warm with your little mushrooms, which is the case. You want to lose that.
Nah, that's good stuff.
Next time maybe we'll bring a bit of nice china and some silvery cutlery and stuff, but it wouldn't change the taste anyway, so
No.
we got the main thing here. Et voila.
Beautiful.
And that's it. I mean, that's a
That's beautiful.
paprika truite aux amandes, and it's baby potatoes and mushroom macaron.
Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
This looks beautiful.
Enjoy. Thank you for
Going to.
having me.
Yeah, let's eat.
See you around.
All right. Oh, okay.
I'm the cameraman, Andrew, by the way. Arno was generous enough to make a third dish so I could join in for the eating
nice.
part of today's show.
Smells great. Oh, that's terrific.
I'm excited about the mushroom.
That's
especially.
fantastic. That is really good, man.
Thanks. Oops.
And
Dropped
really,
the potato.
like, super simple.
Well, thanks.
The mushroom is excellent too. That filling is great.
Mm-hmm.